Welcome back to the channel, my spooky dirt potatoes. My name is Mercy Hyde, and today we are starting a new series called Tea Sips with Mercy or Tea Sip Tuesday. This series is basically me commentating or reacting to things you've sent me that aren't necessarily music or horror. It could be a bunch of stuff. So yeah, I just figured I would put it on a playlist of its own. And today we are taking a look at a paranormal series you wanted me to check out called Paranormal Home Inspectors. So I guess let's bust some ghosts. When researching this series, it's kind of weird because there isn't really much about it. Even IDMB was just like, they explore the homes of people who feel are haunted. And that's basically it we have for the plot. It's labeled as a documentary, and it does say the show began back in 2011 and doesn't have an end date. So maybe they're still doing this. I'm not sure. So let's meet the team, shall we? We have an intuitive healer named Nadine. We have a home inspector, Brian, and a paranormal investigator named Michelle. And in this episode, we have her assistant, Ashley. They claim to mix both traditional and paranormal techniques to get to the truth of these creepy homes. Brian looks like he's just there for the check, to be honest, and already looks like he is so done with everybody's shit skill. So, first, we start off with Michelle, our paranormal investigator and fact checker. She talks to Catherine. I guess we will call her the client because she hired this team. Maybe she went on Craigslist and found them. I don't know. They don't. None of them really look like they have any credentials except maybe Brian. Anyway, Catherine is the homeowner of this episode, and she does this little interview to get the idea of, get the tea. What's going on, Catherine, in your house? So Catherine goes on to say things, like weird smells, fish bowls breaking, yada yada yada. Typical paranormal show stuff. Nothing really to recap in this, I guess, reaction review, whatever. And it's funny because Catherine looks like she doesn't even believe what she's telling Michelle. And the reenactments are just chef's kiss cheese. So after the interview, Brian goes in to do his job, and he is by far my favorite team member. He is very no nonsense. And when I looked into this show, a lot of people who reviewed it or even comment on some of the episodes say that Brian is a little bit mean. But honestly, I think that, it's just people that want weird stuff to be going on so bad that they're poo-pooing on Brian's truth parade, but he is basically hired to find the truth. So, if it's true that, hey, there might just be some things wrong in your house you need fixed, okay, oh well, what's the problem? So he goes on to explain the musty smell could be from old roof leaks that were not repaired properly, and he even went up to the attic and saw that there was some animal activity, so that could be the scratching noises she was hearing, and some of the smells could be coming from that. He says that there's not really anything strange going on, everything has an explanation, and there's most likely nothing wrong with the house. Of course, our other team members are just like, sorry, bro. No, no, no. There's always weird shit. There's always weird shit kabibble. So Nadine comes in looking like that one aunt or neighbor that always falls for those makeup pyramid schemes. You know what I'm talking about? And she says she feels a heavy presence, and she goes on to say all the typical stuff. The presence is very heavy. I can barely breathe. I think I feel the spirit of animals and family members and, my 70th cousin twice removed. All that kind of stuff. She definitely plays it up. So my issue with her is we don't know if she got any intel from Michelle beforehand or if she didn't research the home beforehand, because if you think about it, everybody where we live might have some dark history to it. There was some weird shizkabibble going on in history. So basically everywhere we live there could be some dark woo going on. And so, who's to say Nadine didn't just, go to the library while Michelle and Brian were doing their things, and she wasn't just, looking up this address to, get names of people from the history or something like that. I don't buy her for a second. The thing is, she's not exactly Zach Bagans bad, or ZBB as we will call it. I would put her as the same level as Chris Angel Cheese, or CAC. Of course, you know, there's a drain in the house and it's creepy. And of course, that's where they said that there was something buried down the drain. I mean, who could have predicted that shiz? Anyway, we get to the paranormal investigation time of this home inspection, and Michelle is there with her assistant Ashley, and the whole time the camera looks like a Target security cam, and obviously their devices are going off and stuff like that. But they're basically walking through the house as if they're like looking to buy it. They're not really hunting or following the sounds. It's like they were just told, hey, like by the producers, just like, hey, get up and walk around and follow the sounds that we set off. That's basically what came across about it. I really have nothing much to say about it because it was so short, but like Ashley apparently got a bad headache, so bad that it made her quit the team. So I hope she got some Tylenol for that. I do have to say the narrator of the show is trying really hard to make this all sound authentic as possible and maybe a little bit scary, but it all just makes it more cheesy because of its trying too hard. So, our team members had all their chances to do their part of the investigation. Michelle meets up with Catherine to give her the tea in the form of the multi-platform home inspection report. I dare you to say that 5 times fast. For this part, this has been like the read weirdest recap thing I have ever seen, okay? Like, Catherine's responses were just hilarious and so unfazed. She is just so done and wants whatever, money they were going to give her for this episode. We find out that Ashley, when she was doing the investigation, like I mentioned earlier, she had a headache and she just up and quit. So I guess see you later, Ash. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. So, they do the recap, they show everything, and then they go into the dark history of the home and Nadine's weird talk through to make it seem like these are spirits haunting Catherine's home. Turns out that Catherine believes a little bit of Nadine, but chooses to believe Brian more. She basically says, okay, look, we'll call a contractor and fix the things that Brian has mentioned that could be causing the issue. Nadine, if, there was any truth to it, we'll just choose to coexist. We're not really scared anymore. Everything's put to rest. And, she'll just coexist in the home with whatever. Thanks to the team of weird people that just probably met up in a chat room somewhere and was like, yes, let's do this. They then claim the case is officially closed. Sophie has to put her 2 cents in. You hear the piggy. So, the weird thing about this is like, they don't really build up curiosity or human emotion or pretty much anything. Like, they don't play it up like Ghost Adventures or Ghost Hunters or Project Fear or anything like that, Destination Fear, stuff like that. It's so fast paced that it's goofy. It's definitely hilarious. It's just another kind of reality show, kind of like a B movie. It's not really scary or interesting. There's no meat to it. It's kind of, honestly, it feels like when watching these episodes that you're watching some sort of weird ass trailer, if I could be honest. So, overall rating, I will give it 3 dirt potatoes. Let me know in the comments down below what I should check out next. Don't forget to subscribe, and thank you to Dark Mage 4 Pro, I'm sorry, Sophie distracted me, for being a channel member, to those that donate via Super Thanks and Ko-fi, and of course, all the lovelies that comment, like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, my friends. Bye-bye.